My best friend got angry when I told him I was going on a camping trip with my college friends, so he said I was acting like a platonic cheater. Now he's ghosting me unless I cancel the trip or explain myself. Posted by you/soft_savings_4126. I'm in the middle of an ongoing argument with my best friend. I, 19F, and my best friend, Matt, 19M, have been close for 3 years. I have quite a large social circle, but it has always been common knowledge that Matt is the person I am obviously fondest of. People know that, and it's no secret that we spend most of our time together. Things were absolutely fine until this week. I was invited on a 5-day camping trip with some of my course mates at college. We spent a lot of time together and wanted to celebrate the end of the semester by saving up to go somewhere. For reference, Matt isn't part of this group because he does another major. So it didn't really come up in conversation before this point because he hardly knows these people, and it didn't seem like a big deal to me. The trip is scheduled for the start of August, and I told Matt at the start of this week that I was going. He went silent, and when I asked him what was the matter, he said that it was weird how I put that much money and time aside for people I've only known since September. I told him that's ridiculous because we spend a lot of time together as a group, and we're good friends. He still went on to say that we've never traveled together, and he's got 2 years on them. Then he said it's like I'm a platonic cheater. I feel bad because my first instinct was to laugh a bit, because honestly, I didn't expect him to come out with that. But then he hung up the phone and wouldn't answer my texts. I don't know what to do about this because I can't find it in me to apologize. I'm not a cheater, and I feel like he's making me out to be the jerk for having friends aside from him. To be honest, I think the reason we've never traveled alone is because it'd be a solo trip between 2 members of the opposite sex, and frankly, it'd feel like dating territory. It's just not appropriate, and I'd rather travel in a group, but Matt's friends aren't my friends, and my friends aren't his. It's not that I think he'd come on to me or anything, but I think that's the type of thing I'd rather reserve for a boyfriend. By the way, this will be my first traveling experience done with friends rather than family. So am I the jerk for choosing to vacation with relatively new friends instead of my best friend of 3 years? Edit, next day. I rang Matt today after reading the comments from the morning and asked if we could meet up to talk in person because I'm not happy about the silent treatment. We argued on Wednesday night. He said he'll come over after his shift on Tuesday, so I guess I'll update if we resolve it. I'll probably only be doing one because I don't want to drag the situation. He didn't apologize over the phone, by the way. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. He seems to think you're his girlfriend or something? OP, people do often mistake us for a couple. Commenter 2, NTA. You are allowed to have other close friendships and go on trips with whoever you want. Matt is acting possessive and framing your choice as betrayal, which is unfair and emotionally immature. It's okay for him to feel left out, but it's not okay to guilt you over it. You've done nothing wrong by saying yes to a fun opportunity with your college friends. If he values the friendship, he'll talk it out once he cools down. OP, thank you. I'm trying to assure myself of that, but he has been a rock for me, so he's kind of got me thinking I have betrayed him in a way, which sounds crazy, but I don't know. Commenter 3, well, Matt is obviously into you and not telling you. OP, please no. Commenter 4, girl, I think your friend likes you, laugh out loud. Why else would someone come up with platonic cheater? Give me a break. OP, I thought it was because we're so close. Am I dense? About being more than friends. I'm starting to worry that's the case, which I don't think would end well because we have been so close and opened up about so much that it's almost too vulnerable, you know. Like our relationship is not a casual friendship. We know deep things about the other's life, and I feel like that's too intense for a budding dating relationship. Does that make sense? To another commenter. I guess I would have to interrogate that. I feel like in my head he's always been an off-limits person because we're so close, and even when there were times I considered us being something more, I never entertained the thought. It's weird. He's off-limits, but not because I would never be attracted to him or anything. He is attractive, objectively. Before we were actually friends, my first impression of him was that he was attractive. It's because I don't think it would work. I don't know. I'm just yapping now. Commenter 5, NTA here. I don't think Matt is into op necessarily. Possible, sure, but there's no indication of that in the post, and I wish people would stop suggesting that just because they're opposite-sex best friends. I have had plenty of jealous friends that weren't romantically interested in me, and I have been scared of being replaced in friendships before when I was much younger. Maybe plan a day trip with Matt. Something that takes a few hours or so to get to so you can go there and back without having to get a hotel room and all that rigmarole. Go to a city, see some sights, do something fun, eat good food, and have an honest talk about the jealousy. Reassure him you're not going to disappear or replace him, but you have separate lives, and that's a good thing. It means you'll always have new stories to share. OP, It's a relief to hear you say that because I've had that same jealousy over girlfriends, and I'm completely straight, probably, so it's not outlandish that he just feels replaced in a platonic way. Update, 2 days later. Things are kind of resolved, but also up in the air emotionally. In short, Matt came over, and it started off pretty heated because I was quite mad. I said he completely overreacted, and it was really immature of him to ignore me for nearly a week. He didn't say much and had his head in his hands for a while, which made me go quiet. He kept saying, I know, I'm sorry, I feel stupid. So I just came out with it and asked if there was something he needed to tell me because I want to know. At this point I was crying, a little riled up to say the least. So he hugged me and said he loved me, and he was irrational and jealous. Can't lie, I thought we were going to kiss, but we didn't. I don't know what's going on here, but you guys weren't crazy. We talked more about why the trip bothered him so much, and he kind of echoed what you guys theorized. He felt left behind and said out of all his friends I'm the one he values the most, and he'd love to do something like his first friend holiday with me. Neither of us are that well off, and we have only been on a handful of trips with family when younger. I can't lie, I was very nervous, very emotional. I didn't want to push it by asking explicitly if he had a crush on me, but I do acknowledge that the way we act with each other is a little more than wholly platonic. Maybe it's just one of those loves where you'll always have that attachment, but it need not materialize into a romantic relationship. I don't know. I'm still confused. Anyway, I think he was a bit immature at best, and you could argue slightly possessive at worst. He said that when he said platonic cheater it was ironic, which explains the theatrical wording, but the jealousy was obviously real. We laughed about it a bit. I think we're okay. I mean, I'd love to hear your takes. I know some will say I'm in denial,